Out on the field, the pride of the Southland band crisply marches into the Giant T. The rear, the roar of 97,000 fans rises with each rhythmic step. In the background, George Beatsis is singing "Fight, Balls, Fight." The orange and white Shakers flood the air. The Volunteers are ready at the north end of the football field to burst through the gate. They're coming now, racing onto the field through the Giant T. In that magic moment that says, wherever you are, it's football time in Tennessee.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. We are 23 days away from opening kickoff, starting to get that fire in my eyes. You know, sometimes I come to the channel and I've got news, I've got information. We talk about recruiting. Just yesterday we talked about Ricky Gibson, a guy that, you know, a lot of people are saying was going to Georgia. I try to point you guys in the right direction. I say listen to Austin Price. He knows what he's talking about. A lot of people said, Boogie, you're crazy. Ricky Gibson is off to Georgia. Well, shortly after that video hits YouTube, guess what happens? Steve Wiltfong flips his crystal ball. Ricky Gibson now predicted to Tennessee. So sometimes we come on here, we talk recruiting. Sometimes we talk news. Sometimes I see a quote that just absolutely fires me up. I want to come to YouTube and share that with you guys. Call me the ultimate hype man. Greg McElroy, talking about this Tennessee offense, said recently it has the potential to be unstoppable. I want to get into it because I am excited about this quote. He's going to give some comments on Hendon Hooker, what this offense is going to look like in 2022. Before we get rolling here, as always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. It's quick, it's free, it's easy, it helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Business is about to pick up here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. You know, we do more than videos. We do live streams, fan call-in shows. That's all about to go full steam ahead. On Wednesday the 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be doing a fan call-in show. The following week, on the 24th, we're starting our regular midweek show. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m., we're going to be live right here on the channel. Tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be live playing a little NCAA 2013, and we'll be talking about scrimmage number 1, which takes place today. So come hang out. We'll talk about that scrimmage tonight. But let's look at this article from On3.com. Again, Greg McElroy on Tennessee offense. It has the potential to be unstoppable. And when we talk about games, you know, toss-up games, games like Missouri, games like South Carolina, the games that you're supposed to win. You're supposed to win, but some people would call them a toss-up. You might have a concern about that game. This offense, being able to go fast and score a lot of points, gives you a huge hand up in that type of game. It gives you an advantage going into those games. You know, a team like South Carolina, maybe they could grind you out and kind of stick around late in the game, have an opportunity to put you away. But when Tennessee's going to go out, they're going to go fast, and they're going to score points, it gives them a huge leg up in those type of games. But again, the quote from Greg McElroy, Tennessee's offense has the potential to be unstoppable. This article from On3.com says Tennessee was one of the stories of the season in the SEC under new head coach Josh Heupel. The Vols turned things around and became a dynamite offense while getting back on the positive side of 500 for the year. It says here the player responsible for a lot of that success, quarterback Hendon Hooker, now heading into his second season as a Volunteer and his 5th in college altogether. ESPN analyst Greg McElroy believes the super senior is primed for another step up. Says over on the Always College Football podcast, he explained why. This is a quote from Greg McElroy. Says difficult to replicate statistically the success he had last year. 31-3 touchdown to interception ratio. Threw for nearly 3,000 yards. Didn't even start every game. But that offense took flight when Hendon Hooker was thrust into the lineup against Pitt. And after their starting quarterback went down with an injury, had an ankle injury. Next thing you know, Hendon Hooker runs out. And my goodness, did this team really rally around this young man. And you know, that's something that we saw just recently in practice, the mic'd up video with Hendon Hooker out there playing loose. He's the leader. It is his football team. The look on his face, the energy that he brings to practice every single day, it's different. It's different than last year, and I think that's why we're going to see this offense take a step forward. You know, recently, talking about the quotes from Roman Harper about how Tennessee is going to beat Alabama or Georgia this year. I went through the numbers in that video. People that question Josh Heupel's offense in year 2. You know, we saw it. We saw it at Missouri when he was an offensive coordinator. They went from scoring 13.6 points per game to 31 in year 1 under Josh Heupel and 37.5 in year 2 under Josh Heupel. You go to UCF, look at his numbers, 43 points a game in his first year, 43.4, 42.2. The numbers are there. Josh Heupel's offense continues to improve. The more you're in the system, the more you're comfortable, the more you're familiar. You're returning a lot of guys. You're bringing back Cedric Tillman, Hendon Hooker, 4 out of 5 offensive linemen. You're returning your starting running back. We're talking about a football team that averaged 21 points a game. 21 points a game in 2020. Enter Josh Heupel. They put up almost 40 points a game. A lot of people want to call it a gimmick. I don't care what you call it. You can call it whatever you want to call it. You better learn how to stop it, because this offense is going to score, and they're going to score in a hurry. Look what they did to South Carolina, how quick they jumped all over them. And again, if that's the type of game that's a toss-up, if that's the type of game that South Carolina is going to have a chance in, they're going to have to grind you out late. I don't think a team like South Carolina, I don't think a team like Missouri, and this year, I'm going on record, I don't think a team like Pitt can hang in a shootout with Tennessee. I don't think it's possible. McElroy goes on to talk about the deep passing game under Hooker. Says he got great athleticism, he can run, but what was most impressive last year is Joe Milton was the starter. My goodness, how many long ball fouls were there? Says he was constantly overthrowing the receivers, and most of the time it wasn't even by 5-6 yards. It was like 10, 12, 15 when he was overthrowing these wide receivers. Insert Hendon Hooker into the lineup. They started to connect on at least 2 of those throws per game that Milton was missing. That often, knowing that's the deep ball, had often resulted in 14 points. Yeah, that's a difference. That's the difference in that Pitt game, the missed overthrows. And kudos to Joe Milton. I've talked about it on here before. What a great teammate. What a great brother to Hendon Hooker. Talk about their relationship on and off the field, pushing each other. Joe Milton's a great teammate. And I loved hearing Joey Housley talk about Joe Milton putting in the work, trying to work on his deep ball touch. Look, they looked at what he needed to work on. That was it, deep ball touch. So that's what they focused on all summer long. Joe Milton putting in the work. Nico Iamaleava, obviously, game changer for Tennessee. Taven Jackson, big-time recruit. I would love nothing more than a Joe Milton redemption story in 2023. Give him the keys to the offense after Hendon Hooker's gone and let him go do his thing. I would love nothing more. But may the best man win. Whether it's Nico, Taven Jackson, Joe Milton, I do not care. May the best man win. But Joe Milton has proven to be a solid teammate, solid brother to Hendon Hooker. Article here goes on to say bringing back Hendon Hooker was obviously huge, so just imagine the potential he and top target Cedric Tillman have as a duo with a year of experience already. Says if Hendon Hooker can continue to excel down the field while also making great decisions in the pre-snap, this offense has a chance with the pieces they've added on the perimeter. You got Cedric Tillman out there, one of the best receivers in America. This offense could legitimately be unstoppable. Brew McCoy's got to get eligible. And, been a lot of question marks around that. What's going on? Saw just recently that it is not academics. It's not an academic issue. Where it stems from is as a freshman, he went to Texas, then transferred to USC, now transferring to Tennessee. So they've got some paperwork. They've got some hurdles they've got to clear. It's concerning. It's the NCAA. It'll drag on forever. Look at BY last year. The nonsense he went through before he could get eligible. But you get Brew McCoy cleared and on the outside, and if he can be anywhere close to what we think Brew McCoy can be, opposite of Cedric Tillman, you've got Jalen Hyatt, who really seems to be coming on. And yeah, we're talking about practice. We're talking about practice here. He's got to prove it on game day. But I am really excited about Jalen Hyatt in 2022. I've said it multiple times. He's my guy. He's the guy that I think is really going to have a breakout season. Can Jabari Small stay healthy? Can you find a left tackle? There are some questions. But look at the question marks going into last year. Going into the 2021 season. We had question marks then too. Josh Heupel's proven. His track record speaks for itself. He's going to go out and he's going to score points, but we got a lot of guys coming back for this 2022 season. And in the words of Greg McElroy, this offense could legitimately be unstoppable. He goes on to say we talked about what Tennessee has to do better, run the football, passing game. Not concerned about it, partly because I like Hendon Hooker so much. Expect him to have a huge leap this year. Can Hendon Hooker be in the talks for Heisman Trophy campaign? Says here, remember last year, man, he was in the quarterback competition. At one point, he was number 3 in a 3-way quarterback derby. Well, when he was given his shot, he made the most of it. Now he's not looking over his shoulder. He's purely looking ahead, and you can expect him to take that next step as a starting quarterback and as a leader here in year 2. I'm excited about that, to see what Hendon Hooker looks like. You know, it's fun to see him playing loose, have that energy, have that swag, knowing he's the guy. You know, last year going into it, we had no idea who was going to be the quarterback. And even as the season started to progress, we were still talking about quarterbacks. Harrison Bailey, Hendon Hooker, Joe Milton, who's it going to be? This is Hendon Hooker's football team, and I think that is going to be a big part of his success in year 2 of this Josh Heupel offense. But hit that comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Is this Tennessee offense unstoppable? Is Lynn J. Dixon going to make an impact? Can Brew McCoy get eligible? A lot of stuff for you guys to chime in on in the comments. But that's going to do it for this one. Make sure you smash the thumbs up. Go check out the merchandise, bonfire.com/store/talkinballs. Become a member of the channel. All the links to that are in the description below. Hope to see you guys in the chat tonight, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Playing NCAA 13 and talking Vol football. Scrimmage number 1 taking place today. We'll talk about it tonight. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.